This is your weekly solo GM and how to solo it. The selector orders came out and launched today. Here it is, look, in its beauty. It gives you 8 GMs. It will not give you the secret GM because the secret GM is linked to Act 3. But you have got all of these. All right. Now, I've noticed that the selector node is behaving differently now. Even if you complete a GM, you keep the CP. Because I've completed Hibernate. I've completed Heist Battleground Mars. I've completed Lake of Shadows. I've already just done it. And I've still got the checkpoint. This is good, but it's probably unintended. Just thought I would mention it. Let's talk about Lake of Shadows. That is the weekly GM for the week. So we've got Surges. Arc Surge, Void Surge. Perfect Surges this week. It's absolutely perfect. Modifiers are very easy for Lake of Shadows. Scorched Earth, Chaff. Randomized Banes is always on. Champions are barrier unstartable. The threat is arc. Overcharged weapons always on. Overcharged machine gun in this case. So this is going to be showing you a meta run. But as the week goes on, we will experiment with Lake of Shadows and do different builds. So don't worry about it. That will happen. You will see some things that you haven't seen before. But let's take it from the top and get a base GM done so that people can actually solo this and have the strats to do it. So, bear that in mind. We're using the meta of this season, which is Striker Titan. We're using Fists of Havoc. Fists have to go on for the strat. Put Fists on for the strat. It'll become clear in the run. It's part of a strat. Rally Barricade, Seismic Strike, Pulse Grenade, Aspects was Storm's Keep, Touch of Thunder, Fragments was Spark of Shock for Jolt, Spark of Resistance for Resistance, Spark of Discharge for Bolt Charges, Spark of Frequency for more Bolt Charges again. We're using my famous Crest of Alpha Loop by Bolt Charge build. I highly recommend it, but you don't need to run it. You can run Hazardous Propulsion, no problem. You can run what you want, but I do like the loop eye on this. I really do. Mods, I'm not going to go into every single mod, but I will say resistances, that's the most important thing. Get Arc Resist, 1 Void, 1 Concussive. That is optimal resistance for Lake of Shadows. Utility Kickstart build is what I'm using, but I could have used a Grenade Kickstart build. It didn't really matter. Prox Ward is always handy in GMs. Weapons-wise, we're using Tina's Mastery with Chill Clip. That has to go on, really, if you're using this, because it's Barrier Champs. So we're using that. We're using Luminarch, of course, because it's the meta. And we're using Doom Petitioner because some people don't have Storm Chasers. So that's fair enough, because Doom Petitioner is actually rather good anyways. And you can craft it in its void. Any adaptive burst linear that you want to use Scintillation, Doom Petitioner, Mistral Lift. What's the other names of the adaptive burst, Storm Chaser and all that? You can use any of them. Just use an adaptive burst one. And don't need to match a surge. You can use any linear. As long as you got Unstoppable Fusion on, you will get the surge buff no matter the element. Right? Makes sense? But yeah, that's literally the build. On with the run. Okay, let's get to business with this run. This is going to be a highly community focused run with no filler at all in it. Just highly focused on exactly what we're doing. So, pop a barricade on the bus at the starting section. This is the best place to stand. Because when you kill the Cabal enemies, it's a good position to kill the Taken right after. The Taken enemies will spawn shortly after all the Cabal enemies are killed. Do this in this order. Everything needs to be done in this order to get the best out of the spawns. So look, you're on the bus. You've got a good position on all the Taken enemies for the most part, because the hobgoblins will try to shield the Centurions. Stay on the bus, commit to the bus strat, keep getting the barricade down, and there you go, look, you're done. Do not start doing the payload. You will have a super. You may as well use it. So just use it now by just clearing the ads. That's exactly what I'm going to do. You don't have to, but I'm just doing it. I'm just clearing the ads. So just clearing out the ads. Once ads are done, your super's done, then you need to kill barrier. You need to get out of your super, which is that's exactly what I'm going to do. There we go. So we get a Jolt with a Pulse Grenade. We're going to use a bit of Doom Petitioner damage. Literally just use one shot because we want to get him finishable. I thought he was finishable, but he wasn't quite. There we go. We get that. That refills on your ammo, by the way. Special ammo is free this season if you use Dreadful Finisher. Make sure that you have that mod equipped. And you basically have infinite special, especially on solo, because you can chain your special ammo kills from champ to champ to champ. Really good, right? Always have that mod on, no matter what GM you're doing, no matter what you're doing. Right, step off payload. Now you want to kill some of the ads, not all of them. Pay attention to this. Get a stop on the unstop, however you like, doesn't matter. Again, you can get a finisher kill if you want. I think I do. Yep, I'm doing that. Prox ward, nice there. Don't kill all ads. Leave 1 or 2 enemies up. It's up to you. And you can choose the enemy. You could choose the unstop, but don't. The unstop will chase you, so do not. This skips the taken spawn. I repeat, if you leave an enemy up alive from the ship that you just saw, that will skip the taken knights. This will speed up the start and intro section. Do not kill that Cabal enemy at any cost. We'll call him Derek for the purpose of the video. Derek to our left, who is finishable. Do not touch him and you will not get the taken enemies. Then, when the enemies spawn, you want to come to this location and do bolt charge damage. Look at how easy it is. See, on a Striker Titan, you've got to pitch up. Where's the best place to pitch up? That's what you've got to ask yourself all the time. We've got a super, may as well use it. Do not kill Derek to our left. Look at him nading to our left. We have a Drain Bane, so that is the focus, because Drain Banes are quite annoying. We want to kill him with the super and kill all the taken enemies with the super. Look, this is why we're running fists. There is more of a reason why we got fists on, and you'll see exactly why we have Fists of Havoc on as the run goes along. Right, capture payload. Do not kill that Derek guy over the right. There, look. Just leave him. He controls the taken enemies. He's got them in his back pocket. We're not going to kill him. Look, you detonate the payload. Boom, no taken enemies. No taken knights at least. You still get taken centurions, but that's an unstoppable champion that needs to spawn in regardless for platinum rank anyways. There we go. That's the first section done. So let's think about the next section. Ammo is full. If there's any special ammo to pick up, go and pick it up before you leave. Right? Or even heavier for that matter if you want. But don't kill that Cabal enemy and you're good. So any ammo drops before, you can go and pick them up if you want. I don't need to in this case. But after every encounter, mini encounter, check that ammo drop. Keep checking that ammo. This is something you should do for every GM. Pop a barricade down, two snipers left and right, then focus middle. Focus all the middle. There'll be a Bane. It could be a Zealous Bane, Meteor healing. It just depends. If it is a Drain Bane, alright, focus more on the Drain Bane, right? And maybe whip out the linear to melt down that Drain Bane if it is one in mid. But you should be good behind your barricade. This is why I've got Crest of Avalupai on. Unstop spawns in. We get a stun with Doom Petitioner. Look at the damage it's doing. Incredible damage. That's because of Volatile Marksman stacking with the fact that it's a void linear. Plus particle reconstruction, etc. And it's an adaptive linear. It's got precision instrument on it. A lot of good things going for it. I hear a lot of people about bait and switch and they don't want to do bait and switch damage in GMs. That is completely fine, you know what? Because a frenzy linear is good enough in GMs. A precision instrument linear is good enough in GMs. You don't need to have to do and run a bait and switch linear at all times in GMs. You can run bait and switch scintillation, but you can also not run it and run a frenzy storm chaser and do fantastic. You can use a Doom Petitioner with precision instrument. You can use a Mistral Lift with the perks that has. So don't worry about having to do bait and switch damage. Bait and switch isn't always the best anyways. Right? It's not always the best because on a 5-second damage rotation against the champ, sometimes it's better just to whip out a linear and kill him. Yeah? But then sometimes if you're lower in level, you do want bait and switch. I'm just saying it's not mandatory. Now look at this positioning. Look at the positioning, what we're doing here. Step off payload, come to the corner of this map and look at what we can do here. This is really good. I didn't know you could stand here like this. Look at the positioning, really good. Remember, Striker Titan, always be thinking about where can you pitch up. Forget about aggressive play. Your build is all behind that barricade. So the better your position of a barricade, the better that your build will perform and the better that you will be with this particular build. Centurion spawning after Cabal enemies are killed. Right? which they can be the most annoying part. Again, if you get an annoying Bane, focus that Bane with a heavy if you want, because you don't need to save much heavy too much. You're liberal, you can spam it, although do strategize that you are going to kill some unstops. And remember, Tina's isn't very good on unstops because of the phalanx buff that I mentioned 2-3 weeks ago. Take out any turrets. Take the Scorpius turrets. Do not step on payload until all turrets are dealt with. I'm being a little bit slow with these turrets. That's fine. That's dealt with. Now go back to the payload turret. Think about ammo. Is there any special ammo on the floor? You go and pick it up. I'm not too bothered about it. But if there is special ammo in the previous area, you can go ahead and pick that up. That's no problem. Because this Lake of Shadows is not a long run. So you're not here all day. My footage skipped there, I think, because I went in my PlayStation menu. That is interesting. I can't believe that happens on PS5. My footage clipped there because I was in my menu looking at a strategy for the up-and-coming sections, which I'm going to explain. But use a super on the taken phase there. Use it. It's worth it. It just gets shot of them quick. Yeah? You're going to get plenty of fists, so you may as well just use them. It's on a low cooldown. Treat your super as a grenade. Really, it really is like that now. With these low cooldown supers, yeah, don't feel guilty about using a super ever, even if it's just on one major. Yeah. Unless it, obviously, don't be that daft with it, but always strategize for the next thing. But if you don't need your super anytime soon, it's not a problem to go ahead and use it. Pop a barricade in this little cubby zone. That will take care of all the gladiators. There we go. And now we're going to get rid of this barrier. We're going to try and get a finisher kill on him. Not that I needed to micromanage my ammo that much, but I'm trying to. There we go, I do. See, sometimes with bolt charges, you will accidentally kill a champ, especially if you're higher level. You're more likely to kill when you wouldn't expect to. Right, that's that done. Gambit Boss. Alright, there's a few different strats for Gambit Boss. And I had a quick look at reset on what I might do or what I might not do with this boss. And I come to the conclusion the best spot for everybody is just to stand back here because of the Striker Titan health as you pop a barricade and things. You just may as well stand here. There's actually no con to it. Actually, there's one disadvantage. If the boss hides behind the bus, then you can't get his crit. But Le Monarch's poison damage will proc a bolt charge regardless. Once he reveals his crit, don't be frightened to use a bit of heavy. If you want. Does massive damage, linears. They really do massive damage. So, if you want to, do that. But look, we're just doing the strafe strat. Left and right, left and right. Popping barricades. You'll get hit by the void. Occasionally. Occasionally your barricade will eat the void stuff though as well. Because your barricade taunts the enemies. So some of the attacks will get redirected to the barricade. Meaning that you're even more... Look at that. Even though that you're even more safe. Take the boss to half HP. There will be 2 wizards that spawn. I've killed one of them already. You want to kill the other wizard. Use a super if you want. Because you may as well push up. On this phase, there are taken balls you need to shoot. The best way to shoot the taken balls is with Tenacious. In this particular loadout, it's with Tenacious. I've supered the wizard to get rid of him. Boom, that's him done. Hiding behind the bus. There's a lot of bus strats in this, isn't there? But remember, I said at the start of the video, I don't want much filler in this video. That's as much filler as we're giving you is bus strats. We're not giving you much more filler than that. Right, then we're going to... Looks like they haven't got any aim assist. It's weird aiming at them with Tina's. But yeah, take them out. They one-shot with the sidearm. Look, that's weird. That should be no hit reg. Really weird. And then just back to the entrance... And make sure that you aggro the boss. That is the critical point. Pay attention to HP when you are behind that barricade. If you get weak, for example, if you're using hazardous propulsion in this circumstance, the Exodus rockets aren't really going to help you, are they? Hazardous propulsion is one of the best exotics in the game, but when you're fighting from that far a range, they're less reliable. And I think in GMs you really don't need them anyways. So I've just been using Crest of Avalubite for the last 2-3 weeks. just because it synergizes more with the build. Like, we're popping barricades, and there are times on GMs where you may die and you haven't got a ball charge stack. That can happen on a moment-to-moment gameplay basis. Don't believe me, watch my Battleground Mars run, and you will see a couple of times Crest saving me. So I just went with my stock Titan Striker build this season. Like I said, we're going to be experimenting with some other builds as the week goes on, but let's just take it from the top and get a base run for people so that they can emulate it at home. That is literally it. So this boss is basically done. You don't need to kill the wizards on this phase. If they're bothering you, though, kill them. If they are really bothering you, then kill them by all means. But yeah, we're literally done now. This boss used to be so much more difficult than what he is now. Look at how quickly we kill him. 12 minutes, 50 seconds. Really easy. Think about ammo. Now think about ammo. We just got a brick there, actually. So detonate. Any special ammo you can see or heavy, pick up. Just have a little scout. Look, there we go. We got a special brick. I tell you, ammo wasn't that important in this run. The only time it was for the freshers, to speed up the freshers section, right? Which we're going to commentate on as we get there. We have a super. We have a low cooldown here, so we're going to use it on the first set of ads because they're really aggroed. At this tunnel area, they are really aggroed on you. So I actually just kind of like just to super them. Look, here we go. Boom. There we go. And the fists blind them. Fists has so much utility this season. It's unbelievable how good it is, really. So yeah, look, dealing with these ads, get rid of our super. Unstop has actually pushed. You'll see this. I didn't notice. I was like, yep, let's aggro Unstop. Oh, he pushes. Right, that's fine. Let's whip out. Let's get a barricade down. Let's whip out Doomed. I just want to see what sort of damage it's doing. Look at that damage. That's exotic damage. Whenever I refer to a weapon as exotic damage, I mean that it resembles the damage of what an exotic weapon that would do. In actual fact, more. Certainly nears out damaging Queen Breakers. Although, if you'd watched my previous video, you would know that if Arc Surge is up on a GM, you are allowed to use Queen Breakers because it will get the overcharge buff. However, if Arc Surge is not up, you should not use Queen Breakers. But this week you're allowed to use it. But what I would say is, why would you want to use Queen Breakers over Le Monarch anyways? I would much rather use Le Monarch or Revision Zero. Revision Zero is very good in this, by the way. You don't have to go Le Monarch. If you want to go Revision Zero on this build, it'll absolutely cook. You can do it if you want. If you want to do Rev Zero, I have no objections. It's one of my favourite pulse rifles in the game at the moment. It's just that good. Outbreak's my most favourite pulse, but it's got no intrinsic champ mods, whereas Rev Zero has. This phalanx you can one-shot you. Be careful of that. If they knock you in a wall, those phalanxes, so back up if that happens. One of them could be a Bane, obviously account for that. Then what we're going to do is just a little bit more damage before this Fresher comes in. The Fresher's on a timer, okay? And the Fresher will spawn in. You'll get an audio cue for that. You'll hear like this flying noise. I can't hear it as I'm recording because my audio is off when I do commentary, but you will sort of hear it when that happens. But this is where you want to stand. Super the Scions. Look, there we go. Here he is. He's the Fresher. And we're just going to super and then get a barricade down and get rid of the Scion that's messing with us. And there we go. This is a better place to stand. It's area control, this. Whereas if you stand in the tunnel, you're going to get hit more by the Fresher. This is easier place. I'm trying to show you a better position to deal with these Freshers. Now, there is a Fresher skip, but I don't recommend it right now. I don't recommend it right now until I have a look at how viable the Fresher skip is for most people to pull off. What I would say is it doesn't really matter as of right now because this GM is actually rather easy. But yes, there is a Fresher skip, and I know you're going to mention it. I've already mentioned it, so I'm fully aware of it, and I have done it in the past. But it was risky in the past. But the game's changed since then, and Lake of Shadows is a hell of a lot easier than what it used to be. So there might be something where it's useful to skip the Freshers. But that requires to play real aggressive, and you've got to push to the back of the map, right? And you've got to clear out the mages and stuff like that. All right, Freshers. Second Fresher, this is the second location to stand. Don't be frightened to use your heavy and your special. You don't need it for the boss fight at all. You don't need any ammo at all, actually. It isn't even helpful if you do have ammo. In actual fact, Lemonac does everything. So just spam your special and your heavy on the freshers. Just spam it. There is one more unstop that we need to kill. But other than that, yeah, you're good. Right? So we're just melting down that fresher. There are orange bars underneath that you can finish to replenish your special ammo. Right? So you could spam your rocket sidearm on both freshers and then replenish that by getting some finish skills. Look, I've got a brick back here. I've got a brick back there, so I'm back to 24 anyways, which is actually kind of nice for the next little bit because there's an unstop. Those are the orange bars I'm on about down below the sounds. This is where we do damage. Very easy to set up. We're going to get a stun here as well. Because I'd rather focus single target damage on the unstop rather than the other VIPs because we're going to damage the other VIPs anyways. The priority is just to kill the unstop. Not that this really matters that much, but I'm just saying I'm going to focus the unstop first, then the VIPs later on because they'll have jolted and they'll have actually took some damage, passive damage that is, from ball charges anyways. Do not use your super from here on out. At 18 minutes... If you get to this point, no need to use super. Don't use it. You need it. On a Striker Titan, you need it. Now, on a Strand Titan, it's all different. But we're not on a Strand Titan, and it's not Strand Surge. And we're in a Striker Titan. Although Strand Titan's really good right now still. But that's not what I'm on about. I'm on a run here, and I'm explaining to you, don't use your super because it's needed for a strat. Right, get rid of these Scions. Look, we can finish or kill them. We're replenishing special. There we go. We're max on special, low on heavy, but again, doesn't matter. Our unstop has been killed. Let's just clean up the rest of the phalanxes. Be careful of phalanxes. They can still kill you. They can still knock you off map if you get too close to them. So just bear that in mind. But other than that, they're not too bad. Just be careful you don't get booped off map. See, like that. Like if I try and go for a finisher kill on that phalanx and get booped off the map in the process, that would be a bad thing. Right, I'm weighing up. I'm calculating distances. I've got my Darcy Brain hat on. Pop super. Jump on here. Right, now jump up the wall. Shoulder charge at the latest point. Mantle. Jump over and across. Shoulder charge again into the corner. Run to this location. Wait for no turn back zone to reset. Then jump over again and shoulder charge. The clip has gone too quick. I got the commentary in quick enough, but I would need to do another take to explain all the nuances to that skip. But that is the Tormentor Skip, and that's going to save a lot of time on for you. That's why Fists of Havoc has increased jump height when you pop it. That is why we use fists to get to the exploit zone. A strand grapple will do the same thing, but we're not on Strand Titan. I'm just saying Strand Titan can do it. Glacier grenades can do it as well. A glacier grenade at the wall, jump on the glacier grenade, then jump up. There's loads of different ways to get up. This is the next strat. Look at this. On this girder, that jump is nowhere near as hard as it looks. It's actually very easy, that jump. I'm not having you on. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to gloat. It's actually rather easy, that jump. Right. You get to this zone. Do not pop a barricade like that. Look at what the problem is with this. I can't damage the boss. This is also the exploit for the final boss. I may as well showcase it day one because that is the best time to do it when people just want to get their lake solo done. Here we go. Here it is. Yeah. Now pop a barricade behind you like that. See that? If you pop a barricade behind you, you still get ball charge stacks, but you won't get interfered. There are two rules to follow for this. Maybe 2 or 3 rules. Let's go through the rules. Rule number 1, do not jump. If you jump, you will aggro the knights, more likely, and they will solo your location and kill you like that, look. Although they don't do that much damage. They used to do way more than that. It's crazy. They used to kill you in that amount of time. But, yes, don't jump. And don't use your rocket sidearm because it'll hit an invisible wall. And the rocket sidearm may kill you. If you're already weak and you try and rocket sidearm the boss, your rocket sidearm will hit an invisible wall and kill you because of detonation damage. Do not do that. What's the other rule? You can't super. Oh, actually, no, you can super. That's not a rule. You can super at the end, but not right now. All right, I'll explain when we get to that. So now you can see why we've got Fists of Havoc on. Now you can get up here with T-Crash. You can also do the Tormentor with T-Crash, but I did try T-Crash before this run, and T-Crash killed me getting up, not on this location, on the previous location. It killed me T-Crashing upwards. So I was like, well, I know Fists can get me up there anyways, and Fists is better for this because it's on a lower cooldown, so just use Fists. Jumping up the wall and shoulder charging up the wall, it's actually rather easy. You just need to know what you're doing in advance and calculate it. Because you've seen my video, you'll have a better chance of doing it a first time, whereas I failed on my first time doing it. Not on this bit, I'm on about the zone before this bit. That's what I'm on about. So Fists, because it gives you increased jump height. Now I know there is an increased jump for Titan. High lift. You don't need high lift. Forget about it. You don't need it. You just use the super to get up. It's more consistent that way anyways. Just do that. If you want to use Fist and high jump, just in case you use your super, by all means do it. But you will struggle a little bit more, even with high lift with no super, on getting up here. Not on this bit. I'm on about the previous zone. This jump's easy. This one's an easy jump. It's the previous zones that's more difficult. You can also do it in a fire team as well, but obviously we're focusing solo. So look at the damage that we've did to this boss. We've just been poisoning him with Lemon Arc, getting the ball charge stacks. Also damaging him sometimes with the linear. I couldn't do much damage because he kept guarding his crit, so it wasn't much worth you even using the linear. Do you see what I'm saying? Sometimes we can get the crit and get access to it when we stop him with the Unstoppable Fusion. But other than that, that was the solo GM. We're also going to super. Look at the damage. I told you Fist of Havoc does more damage from high. Look at the damage. That was a solo GM on this. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.